Welcome to the Explainer. So, let's talk about passkeys. You've probably heard about them. They're the big new thing that's supposed to finally kill off the password and make phishing a thing of the past. But what if the very tool you trust to browse the web, your browser, could be turned against you, making even these unbreakable passkeys vulnerable? Today, we're going to dig into a really clever attack that shows the next big security fight isn't for your password, it's for control of your browser itself. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the modern phishing war and see why passwords are, well, losing badly. Then we'll get into why passkeys were built to be the perfect defense. But after that, we're going to expose a critical flaw in that defense, hiding right where you'd least expect it. And don't worry, we'll wrap up with the simple, practical things you can actually do to stay safe. So let's set the stage here. For years, we've been told how to fight phishing. Check the URL, look for bad grammar, you know the drill. But the game has totally changed. The attacks happening right now are so slick, they can waltz right past some of our strongest defenses. We all kind of pride ourselves on being able to spot a fake website, right? The sketchy URL, the weird logo. But what if the phishing page you landed on looked absolutely perfect? And what if the reason it looked perfect is because it wasn't a fake at all? What if you were typing your info into the real website and still getting completely hacked? This is now possible because of a whole new class of attack tools. They don't even bother building fake websites anymore. Instead, they act like a middleman or a proxy. They sit between you and the real website, showing you a perfect live feed of the login page while secretly recording every single thing you do. So here's how it goes down. You click a link and you see what looks like your bank's login page. Because it is your bank's login page, it's just being streamed through the attacker's server. You type in your password. Then you grab your phone for that 6-digit code, your multi-factor authentication. The attacker's proxy just snatches both of them as they pass by. And just like that extra layer of security you were counting on, it's completely useless. And to make it even harder to spot, attackers use these clever little URL tricks. When your browser sees an @ symbol in a web address, it thinks everything before it is just username info. So in this case, it totally ignores the logging.microsoft.com part and takes you straight to the bad guy's website. Pretty sneaky, right? So, okay. It's pretty clear passwords and even our best multi-factor authentication are in big trouble against these proxy attacks. And it's this exact problem that led the entire tech industry to come up with a really powerful new solution: passkeys. This is the million-dollar question, right? How can you prove it's really you trying to log in without ever sending a secret, like a password or a code, that someone in the middle can just grab? And the answer is the passkey. It's not a password you remember. It's a cryptographic key pair that you have. Think of it like a very special lock and key. The website only gets the lock. That's called the public key. The actual key, the private key, never, ever leaves your phone or your computer. And this right here is the fundamental difference, the real game changer. When a company that uses passwords gets hacked, your secret password gets stolen. But with passkeys, the only thing the company has is your public key, the lock. And a lock is pretty useless to a hacker if they don't have the one-of-a-kind key, which is still safe on your device. And here's the magic ingredient that makes passkeys phishing-proof. Each passkey is cryptographically tied to a specific website address. That means if you end up on a fake site or one of those proxy sites, your phone or computer knows it's the wrong place and literally won't even give you the option to use your passkey. The attack is stopped dead in its tracks. So, passkeys sound amazing, right? Unbreakable, immune to all that nasty phishing we just talked about. But there's a catch. Their entire security promise relies on the one piece of software we all use every single day and probably take for granted: our web browser. And this quote nails the heart of the issue. See, the website's server and your phone's authenticator, they're totally blind to each other. They need a middleman to talk, and that middleman is your browser. They are both just implicitly trusting the browser to be an honest broker. Well, that's exactly the question a group of researchers at SquareX Labs decided to test. They figured out that if you can compromise the browser itself, you can force it to lie. And this led to a pretty startling attack they called Passkeys Pwned. So here's how the heist works. It all starts with a malicious browser extension. It just sits there quietly in your browser, waiting. The moment you go to a real website and try to create a new passkey, it springs into action. It lets you use your fingerprint or Face ID just like normal, so everything feels right. But in the background, it performs this switcheroo. It swaps your new public key for one that belongs to the attacker. And the website, not knowing any better, saves the attacker's key. From your point of view, everything went great. You scanned your fingerprint, you're logged in, life is good. But what you can't see is that the attacker now holds the real private key to your account. They have total control. They can log in as you from anywhere in the world, anytime they want. And you might be thinking, well, what if I already have a secure passkey? The extension can handle that too. It can just make your real login attempt fail over and over again. Then, once you're frustrated, it can pop up a fake error message, tricking you into creating a new passkey to fix the problem, which, of course, it promptly steals. Okay, this sounds really scary, I get it. But the main takeaway here is not to give up on passkeys. Absolutely not. They are still a massive, massive improvement over passwords. The real goal now is to secure the environment where we use them, and that's the browser. So, how do we actually defend the browser? Well, it all starts with treating your browser extensions with a healthy dose of suspicion. Go look at your list of extensions right now. If you see something you don't remember installing or just don't use anymore, delete it. And most importantly, if an extension ever asks for permission to read and change all your data on all websites, that's a huge red flag. It's basically asking for the exact power it would need to pull off this attack. But beyond just cleaning up your browser, there is one single thing that every single person who uses passkeys should do. Right now, for every single important account. You need to register at least 2 separate passkeys for every important service. This could be the passkey on your phone and another on your laptop, or your phone and a separate physical security key. This gives you a backup plan. If one of your devices ever gets compromised and an attacker steals its passkey, you can just use your other secure passkey to log in, kick the attacker out, and delete the stolen key for good. Passkeys are a huge step forward, for sure. But what this all really shows is that the security landscape is just shifting. The fight isn't just about protecting our secrets anymore, it's about protecting the trusted spaces, our devices and our browsers where we actually use those secrets. So the real question becomes, are we paying enough attention to the security of the window through which we view the entire internet? Thanks for joining us.